Hey, welcome back. I have a big old box here that should make for a pretty crazy unboxing. I'm just gonna flip this over and open it like this. This just came in from Crane's Cutlery. Let's see what we got here. They always make these interesting. First they threw in some of the classic Crane's Cutlery swag. Always in demand in the market. Always appreciate it. Go check them out at cranescutlery.com. They just are a fantastic website and retailer. I'm just going to go ahead and pull these out here. I have not opened these yet, but I generally know what they are. They are designed by Andrew Doe. They are made by Riot. And they are a new concept that draw from Andrew Doe's love of both Swiss Army knives, which you may be familiar is something I'm a pretty big fan of. I have kind of 2 tracks of content. Oh my God, this is crazy. Whoa. All right. This is called the EMW. And I think these are a bunch of different variants. So we're going to have to go through those. And then we also have a Pena X series, which I'll do on another video. We'll just separate that out here and focus this video on the EMW. And yeah, we'll just go through them. So there are a bunch of different variants of this, but the general concept is pretty unique. And I was excited to talk with them about getting these on the channel to share them with you and yeah, see what we think. So it's a mix of kind of the concept of the Swiss Army knife with the mix of the folding knife. But let's, wow, get that crazy grind out. M390 blade steel, so you're talking very premium here. And I believe that's a really nice little hollow ground, actually, which is, I think it's a hollow grind. I love the bolster lock. Ooh, really nice on the action. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. Did not expect that, just given sort of the design. I was not expecting it to be so drop shut. Holy smokes. So that's really cool. Not sure if I really want to front flip this. It's just kind of big in the hand, but as you could see there, even with my not so great front flipping skills, it does it very easily. And yeah, the D10 is perfect on both of the blades on this one. This one has a pretty crazy inlay in there. And I think most of the differences between these are going to be the difference of, I guess it's a titanium frame and the inlays. Let's go through some of them and see what we think. I have to be very organized with this here to get this back together how it came. This one says white. Oh, white fat carbon. That's pretty cool. Very nice with the titanium on this frame. Super consistent so far on the action. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So that's a nice little fat carbon there, white fat carbon. Let's keep it moving. We'll be kind of putting these all over the place here. All right, this one's not quite sure based on what it says there, what it's going to be. Oh, neat. Speed hole. So I think this one's, I can't remember if this one's Smoky Mountain or if it's going to be an exclusive for Cranes. But that one has a really nice Timascus collar on the pivots. That's pretty sweet. Action, fantastic again. Oh, you know what I'm realizing? This one has a liner lock. The other one had a bolster. I was like, something looks different here. So that's really interesting how he's done some liner locks on the speed hole one here. Whereas he did a bolster lock on the ones with the inlays. Very interesting. So the speed hole ends up showing you, even if you deploy it here, as you can see, it's still not showing through because you see essentially the inside of the liner, where it has the liner lock there. Get a little bit of bounce there. Getting a little bit of bounce there. So on the detent, it's a pretty light detent. So it might get a little bit of bounce, but overall it's pretty good. Let's see what else we got. This is fun. Getting to see so many different variants all at once. I love it. All right. And then once I get them all out of here, then we can do some weigh-ins and comparisons and that kind of stuff. But when we get them all out of the packages here, this is more of a classic carbon fiber look here, it looks like. Pretty sweet inlay there. Very nice. And then it's going back to the bolster lock again. Man, that grind is pretty crazy. So this one's flat grind, a flat grind on the, I guess you call it, I was gonna say drop point, but I guess it's more of like a, what is that, a straight back? I can never remember the term for that style knife. And I can't remember the term for this, but this is not just your typical Tanto, right? This is a, I feel like there's some sort of it's some sort of Japanese style blade or something, but I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to see if I can put that in the comments or something in the description, because I forgot the name of that style blade. Maybe you do just call it a Tanto, but I don't think so. Nice micarta there, also with the bolster lock. So if you're a big micarta fan, this feels very, this one right here feels stylistically a little more outdoorsy, or kind of hard use in the garage style, like that one for sure. That's cool. And we got last year, I think this is purple fat carbon, which is a personal favorite. I have, I think they just do a phenomenal job on that over at Riot, and I got the EXO right there with that same fat carbon. Big fan of that one. Yeah, perfect action across the board. I saw almost no nuance. Like one of them was a little less drop shutty, and it could just be that it needed to be like tightened. But zero blade play, M390 titanium. Probably wondering what these things weigh, so let's take a look. Okay, there we go. 4.4 ounces. And size-wise, a bit smaller than like a Demco. There's a Pyrite, pretty similar in size to that. Certainly got a lot more thickness because you got two blades there, but it's an interesting idea to kind of give you a 2-for-1. Obviously like a classic Victorinox idea here. I don't think I have one right here that has it, but there we go. There's one. There's a lot of these knives where you had, two blades like that. And, it's an interesting idea. I don't know if I've ever seen a knife that deploys quite like this. I actually do have an old M-Tech that was sort of like this concept. Let me grab that real quickly because that's kind of random that I would just happen to have it, but I do. There it is. This is funny. This is a it's not very, very old, but probably a 15-year-old knife or something like that from M-Tech USA. Not nearly the quality. We're talking about like a very cheapo kind of knife here. But I just happen to have something with this sort of idea in mind. And what it was like a serrated on one side knife. This thing's funny. This thing is super stumpy. Let's see if I can get I can't even get this thing to flick open all the way. Maybe if I use my fingernail. No, how about this guy? There we go. We'll end it on a good note. But I have seen this one other time here, because I do happen to have this knife from back in the day. I don't even know how I ended up with that thing. Probably just was over at Big Five buying something else and then ended up with it. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet concept and it works well. It's certainly not going to be for everyone, but I'd say it's really great execution of what it is, and I haven't seen something else like this really in the market. And it's got an interesting deployment. Like you can front flip it or kind of flipper tab it by reaching over the top there. So I think it's got a deployment that'll work for just about anyone. Yeah, let's go ahead and line them up really quickly. Try and keep them in the correct order here so I know where to put them back. And there's one more here. Oh, sorry, not centered in the video. Yeah, I gotta say, like for me, those two right there kind of stand out. I like that one too. They're all pretty nice looking, but those two are pretty sweet, the way that they finish those. That'd be pretty fun as kind of like a user. You know, I could see that being kind of a hip style, stylistically, get that worn in over time. Trying to think what else I have to say about it. The detent's good. It looks like the hardware uses a mix of T6 and T8. Let's double check here. Yep, T8 hardware there, and then yeah, T6 for the just for the, you know, the basic stuff here. The lock bar inserts and the scales and whatnot. Nothing that needs like a huge amount of strength or pressure, but obviously you know, keeps it minimal when you put in the T6 there config. And yeah, I mean, to do 4.5 ounces with 2 knives, you know, that's you do the math on that, that's a lot less per knife than you would normally see. I'd actually like to see a configuration of this with just one of the knives. It's just a really nice knife. It'd be kind of fun just if they did like a, you know, 2.5 ounce full tie version of this with just one of the blades in there. That'd be pretty cool. I guess it'd probably be, instead of 4.4, it'd probably be 2/3 of that weight, because you have to keep one of the liners, and then yeah, probably end up somewhere in the 3 ounce range if I had to guess. But if they could get that to 2.75 or something with one blade, I think a lot of people might find that interesting also. Yeah, Crane's Cutlery obviously brings really interesting stuff to market and makes it available to us in the community, and it's always fun to see what kind of stuff they're cooking up. So hope you enjoyed that one. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.